I'm back, y'all. JD said, do another video. So I told him, okay, I'll do it. He's so happy he made the suggestion, and so am I. But don't tell him, y'all. Okay? It was a perfect fit. It was a perfect fit. You see that? And we have room to spare. So we just put the greenhouse on top of it. And remember, this is not going to be the final flooring of the greenhouse. This is just to kill off the grass, and whatever flooring I decide to lay in the greenhouse will go on top of this. This is just extra support. And we wanted to have at least something down before we start shoring it up and modifying it in the next few days. So today's job is for me to get the side of the greenhouse weed whacked. I'm a weed whack all the way back here. I'm not gonna cut today because technically I can't. And I was like, I'm not double moving this stuff. Once it gets moved, then I'll do a good grass cutting. But I do need to do the weed whacking, and I may as well do it all the way around, you know, since I'm gonna be out here doing it, because it's not gonna take that long. So I'll get along the fence, make sure I don't hit my asparagus. I'll get around here alongside the shed, in front of the shed, on the side, and on the side of the greenhouse. Like I said, we're gonna have 2 trees at the front, and that plastic is gonna serve well for the trees too. We're gonna put 2 trees at the front here, and I think I might put 1 cherry on that side and 1 cherry on this side. And or if I wanted to, I could do all the trees coming from that fence all the way up, and then that gives me room to add more and just make a little orchard. And of course the berry bushes are going to be moved, so I'm trying to decide, since they're blooming so well this year, I'm trying to decide if I want to put the berry bushes like on that side of the greenhouse. I don't know. Y'all give me suggestions. Y'all help me, because y'all know y'all got these beautiful gardens, and I'm sitting up here looking ghetto-fied, and thank God the view will be blocked. The view will be blocked as of Thursday, once we get that tarp over it, because it's a nice thick tarp too, so you're not going to be able to see through it unless you open the back window. And I don't think there's no front and back windows, it's just the doors. The windows are going to be on the side, so it'll be 4 windows. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side. So each panel you see there has a window on each side, so I'll have a total of 8 windows. Yep. But I like it, y'all. I really do. I'm thankful. Yep. I never doubted that it'd get built, but that first row, I'm telling you, that foundation, that was the one, because it was either you figure out how to read those numbers, or it wasn't getting done. Once we got that done, we knew it would be smooth sailing, because by then we knew how to read the thing, and we knew that each number matched the other one, so we knew it would go in that vicinity. So we just laid the pipes according to numbers, what was coming next, and then we built from there. We would go from front to back. And so once we would do one side, then we would do the second, and then the 3rd tier was done last, because that was where we got confused last night. We didn't know that there was a 3rd tier before you get to the peak. So he did the peak first, and then he did that 3rd tier once we knew where everything was going to go. So that's it. And then, like I said, the door we were confused about, but that's actually going to take the string from the greenhouse, and I'm buying rope. I told JD I'm not dealing with that greenhouse string for that. Those holes are big enough to get that thin rope through, that thin plastic rope. We'll use that, and then I'm buying 100 feet of rope, because we're going to crisscross the rope over the tarp of the greenhouse once that's on, just to give it extra reinforcement. So I think that when it's done, and JD said we're going to take our time, that's why he wanted to wait. He didn't want to rush and do that first foundation row today. He had time to do it. He said, I want to dedicate the whole day for us doing the framing, because I'm going to help him with that. He's going to measure, make sure everything's right, and I'll be able to drill on one side, and then he'll do the drilling on the other. That's the foundation. The pipes, the bottom of the greenhouse that's laying on top of the tarp right now, will be laying on top of the wood. And then the second set of wood which will be those boards there. You see that purple, but on the opposite side, those boards are blank. The purple, I don't know why that purple was there, but if you turn them over, they're blank. So, and then I could always paint them anyway if they show on the inside or outside. It really doesn't matter. I just want them to, if they show, I want them to show on the inside, not the out. But anyway, that's enough wood there if you cut them in half to get along the sides, because you do not frame, you don't show up the front. You can, but we probably won't. Or, you know, it would only be like a foot of wood just to do it, because it would just be on the side of the door. You don't block the doorway with wood. So, like I said, I'm gonna get my, they call them toes. Those slats I was telling you about that's gonna go on the side of the poles there, they're called toes. So I'll go get my wood toes Thursday morning before JD even gets here, and I'll have those ready for him. And then we have our wood. He put that in the shed because it's supposed to rain tomorrow. He does not want that wood to get wet, not before we, you know, do what we have to do with it. After that, he said it doesn't matter. So we'll do that. He'll get the toes on, and then we'll put the tarp on. Actually, when we do that first row, then we'll put the tarp on. Then after we put the tarp on, because the tarp is going to go underneath the wood, that original thing of wood, and then we'll reinforce the tarp when we do the frame. So that's why the tarp has to go on, because we'll put the tarp in between the frame and the bottom. And then once we get the frame on, then the tarp is going to be secure in between the two slats of wood. And that will tighten it up like a drum. And they said that is the secret. They said that greenhouse, the greenhouse itself, a lot of people online have had their greenhouses over 10 years. And they said it is no sign of it deteriorating or anything if you modify it the correct way. Because I think when they sell these cheap greenhouses, they sell them for the purpose of you modifying them, and people didn't figure that out until later. But anyway, because people, and you still have a lot of people like myself who just had my greenhouse. If my greenhouse had been modified, I would still be going good with that first greenhouse. So, but y'all know I've been wanting a bigger one anyway. I regretted buying that small thing as soon as it filled up, which took all of a day, okay? This one, wait a minute, I'm probably gonna want bigger than this, but this is big enough. I can get my 3 white tables on one side, and then all my plants can go on the other side, and then I still have the back area. I'm not gonna use the back door. I'm just gonna use the front door, just like with the other one. So the back door will be blocked, you know, with whatever. I'll be fine. I know it's twice as big as the last one. Actually, it's over 2 times the size. It's just 2 feet less wide, and I'm kind of glad of that. I would have preferred the length. I prefer the length over the width, and it's wide enough. Okay, I'm rambling again. So, and I'm resting right now, and once I get rested and once JD leaves, then I'm gonna run to Home Depot. Then I'm gonna come home and get busy. So I'm gonna start with I think I'm gonna load the sticks first. I think that's all important because the garbage goes out tomorrow, and I want to have that at the curve before it rains. And then after that, I'll take my time and start doing the weed whacking, because I am gonna have to shift a few things around. So the yard's not gonna look much better, y'all. It's gonna take me, but if I get this weed whacking done, it's gonna be a few weeks before, you know, I have to do that again. I'll be into my second or third cutting by the time I have to weed whack again, and I won't have to weed whack as much. But it's just going to make it easier, because once I get everything situated in the greenhouse, then I can just go on and give it its cut, and then go from there. Decide how I'm gonna decorate and what I'm gonna do and all that stuff. Did you find them? Okay, I will. Okay. Yeah. So JD, he'll be leaving pretty soon. He's waiting till closer to 3 o'clock. Shoot, wait a minute, I know how to get him to leave. Suggest him he ride to Home Depot with me. But anyway, Anyway, yep, so that's it. But yeah, so one last look at the plastic. Oh, I gotta get a water hose too next week. I forgot. My water hose, the first time the cat, because I used to hose the cats down with it whenever they come in my yard. I came out one day, turned on my water hose, and water just comes spouting right out of the side from the middle of it. The cats had bit through it. It's like, okay. So then I bought another one, and I had those the cloth kind, you know, the kind that go flat when you turn it off. I spent all that money, ruined 2 of them. So I said, okay, now I got to go back to the old-fashioned one. But I haven't seen any cats, not since that day I saw those 2. So they moved on so far. No animals. And usually by this time of the year, I'm seeing them. I'm seeing raccoons, because we live right by a lake. We live by 3 lakes, actually. I'm within less than a half mile from every lake that I live by. In fact, if it wasn't for all these trees, you would be able to see the lake from my back. I would actually have a lake view. But unfortunately, the trees block all that. So when DTE come, hopefully, I wish they cut them all. Then I would have a lake view. That would be nice. But I'm within a half mile of the lakes. But, you know, being by a lake has its disadvantages. I've lived on the lake 3 times in my life, and I loved it. I loved it. But you've got the animals. You're going to have those animals. So just like, you know, over there when I lived on the lake, it's no different, you know, living by a lake. But anyway, I'm rambling again, so let me get off, and I will talk to you later. I might come back later, and I might not. But if I don't, you'll see me tomorrow working again. Oh, no, you won't, because if it rains, I can't do nothing. Yeah, but you'll see me Wednesday. I could at least get out here and get the cold crops planted into the keyhole garden. And what else? It was something else I wanted to do on Wednesday. I forgot, but I'll come up with it. Oh, I got to get these tables clean, because we're almost into May. May 1st is when I officially put out my umbrellas. So I need to get my tables clean, and I'll be able to do that, because as soon as this greenhouse is together, first thing that's going in there will be probably the strawberries off this table, so I can get my umbrella up, get that all clear and cleaned, and get the tables washed down, get my pads washed, because I gotta have the water hose for that. My pads are waterproof, so I just take soap and I scrub them down real good at the beginning of the season, and I do it again, you know, during the season, and then get those cleaned up. So that's gonna take, you know, a few hours to do that, and then get those out, and y'all will finally start seeing things take shape. And I'm happy that the trees are gonna be moved into its permanent spot. I think they're gonna look pretty good by the greenhouse, surrounding the greenhouse. And I'm thinking the berry bushes too. And I did find a roll of netting that I didn't know that I had on the side of the house. So I can use that for the trees and the berry bushes once the fruit starts to form, and that'll keep the birds away. Okay, so let me get off of here, and I will talk to you all later. Like I said, if you don't see me later, you'll see me tomorrow. And may God bless you all. Bye-bye.